Today I'm going to talk about a very serious and very sad subject: assisted suicide. If you could choose the way your life was going to end, most people would say, I want to go to sleep and never wake up. A peaceful passing is something we all wish for. We don't want to suffer. You never hear anyone say, leave me on life support no matter what the circumstances. My grandfather passed away from esophageal cancer. He suffered terribly for more than a year. Suffered not just physically, but his dignity suffered also. The last 2 weeks of his life, every day, when the doctor came into his room, he begged him to give him something to end his life. I can't imagine that kind of pain and suffering. According to Thomas A. Bowden, legal analyst at the Ayn Rand Institute, Percy Bridgman, a 79-year-old Nobel Prize-winning physicist, felt he had no choice but to take a gun and end his own life because of the pain and agony he was in due to terminal cancer. The note he left said, "It is not decent for society to make a man do this to himself. Probably this is the last day I will be able to do it myself." According to an article in Current Issues, Macmillan Social Science Library, the difference between assisted suicide and euthanasia is assisted suicide occurs when a physician provides the means for a person to end their life, usually a lethal dose of drugs. The patient takes the drugs independently of the physician. Euthanasia occurs when the doctor administers the lethal dose or lethal injection that ends the patient's life. Writer Derek Humphrey believes society should permit those people who wish to die the means to arrange an easy and comfortable death. His book, Final Exit, is used as a guide by people who want to end their lives. Before the 1960s, people were pretty much at the mercy of the physician. Whatever treatment the physician saw fit, was abided by without question. Medicine has come a long way since then. After the 1900s, physicians started using a standard of informed consent. This gave a patient and their family more power to be involved in their care. The physician was there to inform and advise, but the decision was ultimately up to the patient. I just don't see this as much different. No one knows what pain and suffering a person is in. I'm not saying a physician should just go along with this all willy-nilly, but if a person has been found terminal with no hope of recovery, why should they suffer? If they don't wish to suffer. Of course, anyone can refuse treatment, even if they know that doing so will lead to their death. So why not allow them to go with dignity and pain-free? Although at the end of life, a lot of drugs are administered for pain, it's never enough to completely end the suffering. The person is still in pain, and I just don't see the point. While I know a lot of people are totally against this concept, I just feel people should be allowed to have the option. No one can truthfully say that, no way could I ever be in enough pain to do something like that. You just don't know that. My grandfather was a big, strong, hard-working man, but pain and indignity reduced him to a person who begged for relief. This was not something he took lightly either. Suicide was a very real and serious thing to him. My father, his only child, committed suicide at the age of 27 when I was not even 4 and my sister only 9 months. That was something my grandfather never got over and never understood. So for him to ask for something like that, it must have taken a great toll on him, and he had to have been in a great deal of pain. I'm not asking for people to totally agree with this, but at least give the concept some consideration. If you have never been around or helped care for a terminally ill person, then maybe you can't even imagine how anyone could even consider this. Until I helped take care of my grandfather, I probably would have been the same way. And it was a terrible thing for me to have to hear him say that he, wanted something to end his life. But if you have been around someone like that, then you know what I'm talking about. Thank you.